when we open the Android program, the first thing is that we have to create a new project. So for that, first you have to go to the file, new, and select new project. And you will get a window like this. Here, there are many inbuilt layouts are already available. So usually we'll go with the empty one so that we can create our own. Suppose if you are dealing with only the Google Map, in that case, you can select this one, or depending upon the requirement, you can select any of this. But usually we'll go with the empty one. Okay. After that, you have to click next. And here you have to give your application name. And you can give the path. Suppose if you want all the folders or all the project to be in a specific folder, in that case you can browse to that folder and select that one. Okay. And here the language, basically it supports two languages. One is the Java, another one is the Kotlin. Because you have already learned the Java, so we'll go with the Java. Now here the minimum SDK is given. That means the Android application which you are developing, what is the minimum configuration that a mobile should have, only then your app will work. So usually we will we'll give the Android jelly beans so that all the 100% of the Android phone can work with our app. Otherwise, if you want to give only to the higher versions, in that case you can select like KitKat is there, Lollipop is there, Marshmallow is there. So if you want to develop a app specifically for a particular Android version and above, in that case you can select. If you want all of them, in that case select the beginning one. Okay. And once you have done with that one, select or click on the finish button. Now when you finish it, this is what it looks like. It's going to take some time, so you have to be very patient with that one. So by default, main activity.java, that is a file is created, and for the design purpose, activity underscore main.xml file will be generated. First time it's going to take time for configuring the project. As you can see here, the Gradle build model, it's still happening, so it's going to take some time. Depending upon your system and the speed of the RAM and everything, it may take 30 seconds or it may take 5 minutes also. As you can see, it's still running the two processes. Now, whenever I'm going to work on any of these lab programs, I'm going to put all the details in one of my website. Now I'm going to share the website link with you so that video will be available whenever we are dealing with the class lab programs. I will record everything, but the coding part and the detail, if you want the study material to read it step by step, so in that case you can go with the website where I'll be giving the step by step what to do, when to do, and how to do. All the details with the written description will be given in the website. So I'm going to share that website link also. Now this is what a website, sorry, not website, Android application will looks like when you open it. You have to know few components whenever you're dealing with that one. Okay. The first one is the Android manifesto file. Here, this is one. Second one, main activity.java file. As you can see, it is under the Java file, main activity. And in the res folder is there. And here in the res layout is there. And in the layout, you will get your design. Suppose by mistake, if you close this one and if you don't know where to open, this is the file you are supposed to open. Suppose by mistake, if I closed it, in that case, go to res folder under layout, main activity dot main activity underscore main .xml file is there. Just double click that one and you will get your design window. So this is the third one. And the next one is under the values. Here the strings.xml is there. I'm going to show you what is the use of these things later, but these are the few components that you must know. Next is the palette. So palette is nothing but the components which are available for designing purpose, like text box is there, labels are there, combo box is there, drop down box is there, so and many things are there. So whichever component you want to design in your app, you can just drag and drop. By default, the common element will be displayed. Suppose if you want the component related to the text, in that case, just click on the text and you will see that many options are available here. Same way in the buttons also many options are there. Widgets, layouts, containers, helpers, Google, legacy, and so on. Okay. So depending upon your application, you have to drag and drop the component onto your main form. The next one is a component tree. Component tree actually gives you an idea about overall hierarchy. That is bird's view you will get. As you can see here, constraint layout is written and under that one text view is written. That means the layout which is selected for our app is the constraint layout, and in that constraint layout we have one text view. Now text view is nothing but the labels in the Android. Okay, don't get confused. Whenever you say the text view, it is nothing but the labels. Here is the label. By default, at the beginning, one label will be mentioned here. Okay. Now this is the designing part. As you can see here, where the mouse is pointing. This is where we are going to do the designing. Now, whenever you want any component, all you have to do is that you have to just drag and drop from this palette and place it here. Now, here at the right corner, you will see that there are three options are there: code, split, and design. So when you click on that code, you will get the coding part only. You won't see the design part. Few programmers don't like to design in the drag and drop option, so and they would love to do the everything by themselves. In that case, they can simply code everything here. They don't have to worry about the drag and drop. If you are very good with the coding part, you can directly code everything here only. And suppose if you want to see the designing part, just click on the design and you will see this one. And suppose if you want to see code as well as the design part, in that case, click on this split. As you can see here, I'm seeing the coding part and here I'm seeing the designing part. So usually we don't directly go to the coding part. Most of the time we'll be designing only. So I'm going to pick the design. And this one is the attribute. Attributes define what are the things you can do, like properties. If you want to set to any label, text field, buttons, whatever the components, you can do all those things in the attribute section. As you can see here, the layout is mentioned here, and then properties are also mentioned here, all the attribute properties. We'll see one by one whenever we are dealing with any specific program. Okay, so these are the few points that you should know whenever you open the Android, because these are the few common elements that we are dealing with. Any doubts so far? Okay, fine. I'll move the next one. Now, let's say you want to design something. In that case, suppose if you want to delete anything, you just select that one and press delete button, and that will be deleted. Now, whenever you want to design something, you just have to drag and drop. Okay, first you drag and drop it here. Now you placed it here. Now if you want to resize it, just wait for the cursor to change its shape, and once you see that the double arrow mark on the both side, that means you can resize it. Just like in the NetBeans you are doing, no, the same thing you are doing it here also. So you can resize it to anything of your choice. Okay. Now you can just hold it and place it anywhere you want. Now, whenever you're designing like this, it will be kept there in the designing part. But when you run the program, everything will come and will be placed in this corner. I'm going to show you this one also. Let's say I run this one using the simulator. Okay, simulator is taking a little time. Has anybody installed the Android in their mobile? Sorry, in their laptop? As you can see, it's taking time. It's building. But once the Gradle is ready, it will launch the app also. You just have to wait. Now it is installing, as you can see here. Yeah. Now you can see here the text view is written here. But if you look at the design part, I have placed it here, not at the leftmost corner. I placed it somewhere here. But still, when you run it, it is coming here because we have not binded the element with anything. So what happens is that, yeah, every element whichever you have placed on the form, which all of them will go to the 0, 0 coordinate. So this is the leftmost corner where the coordinate starts, 0x and 0y coordinates. So if you don't constraint, if you don't set the bonding, in that case, everything will go to the left corner. So whatever you design, everything will be gone. So if you don't want this one, in that case, all you have to do is that you have to set the constraints. Now how to do that one? Here, when you click on this layout, as you can see here, there are 4 plus marks are there. So whenever you click on this plus mark, let's say I click on this one, as you can see, one arrow mark came. That means it is holding from that side. Now I'm going to click this one also. Now you can say that this particular element or this particular component has been tied from 2 directions, one from the left and one from the right. That means this much difference, this much distance will be given, 98 pixels, and here 121. So that many distance will be there, but still it may go to the leftmost corner again at the 0th x coordinates. So in that case, what we will do is that we will fix from the top also by clicking on that plus mark. Now you can just drag and drop anywhere. That drag and drop option is still there. So now if you run this one, now you can see component is here where I want it to be. Previously it was going to the leftmost corner. Now it is staying it here. So this is one thing you have to remember. Whenever you design, you have to tie that component from at least 3 different directions. One from the left, one from the right, and one from the either top or bottom. So it will be best if you select 3, and even in some cases 2 is enough. That is one from the top or bottom and one from the left or right side. Now suppose if you want to change this one, in that case you just have to go to that constraint widget, and if you just move the cursor, you will see that into mark is there. Just click on that one and that will be gone. Now you can place it anywhere. Again, you can move from the left direction or right direction or top and bottom. Still it's working. Let's run it one more time and we'll see the difference. As you can see, the component has moved towards the downside. So even if you tie it from 2 directions, one from the top and one from the left or right, even in that case it will work. Usually I prefer to go with the 3 directions. Even 2 is enough. Now this is about designing part. Now the same way, whenever you are adding any component, let's say I'm going to add one button here. So next time whenever you add any button, you just resize it and then go to the layout constraint, just tie it. Or you can just click here and then place it to the wherever you want. So now I'm binding a relation between the first component and the second component. And whenever you do this one, the distance will always remain constant. If you click on this plus mark here in the constraint we get, it will set it to the border. Suppose if you want a specific distance between the two components, in that case you have to arrange a constraint between the two by drawing the mark. Now if I don't want, in that case you can simply select that one and press delete. If you want again, just click and at the same time drag it and place it. It will be easy if you try it. You will understand how that is working. So I'm just clicking the mouse, holding it and then dragging it. So when I'm dragging it by holding the mouse key, the arrow mark is getting drawn. Now with that, the component will also move. So all you have to do is that hold the component and bring it down. Now the arrow mark has decided that how much distance it should be there between the two components, that is 244. Okay, this was about the designing part, setting the constraint. And if you want to change the text or these properties, in that case you just have to select and then scroll down the attributes and you will see that different properties are there. First one is the text view. So in that case, text view you can remove and you can say hello world. So instead of text view, hello world will come. And if you just scroll down, you will see many other properties. Text size is there. Suppose if I want to change the text size also, I can do that one. Let's say I'll keep it to 36. Okay. Same way I can change the properties of the button also. All you have to do is that first select it and then go to the text, sorry, attribute properties. And then here you can say that submit whatever you want to display. And properties you can set it. Here they have given up to 36. That doesn't mean that only 36 available. You can specify anything you want. Like I am going to specify it as 60 and then resize it. Make sure that whenever you're designing, the component should not go outside the window. And suppose if you want to increase this window size, use this one, but I don't prefer that one because that will entirely change the layout size and everything. Now if I run this one, you can see that the text property I have changed it to hello world and submit. And then I have also changed the font size also. And every time you make any changes, you have to rerun it. See, I've changed the font size and the text also. Hello world is displaying here. Submit button is there. So this is how the designing part is done. And whenever if you want to add some coding to that one, in that case, you have to work on with using the main activity.java file. Here, this is the place where we are writing all the codes. And whenever you're adding any component, one thing you have to remember is that what is the ID. At the beginning itself, you will see that here ID is written. So you have to remember what is the ID. Then only you can access that component from the coding part. So whatever the component you add it, you just note down what is the ID it's been given. If you click on the button, you will see that ID changes. Now it's given as button. So if you want to change it, you can change it here also. Instead of button, you can write it as BT and submit. That is also fine. And whenever you change it, it will ask you that uh, shall I change it everywhere? In that case, say yes. So these are the few components you have to know. Now, related to the running the program and checking the output, there are two ways. One is that you can connect your mobile phone using the USB cable, and you have to perform some operation, like you have to enable the uh, developer option. Then only you will get your app in getting installed in your mobile. That is one. Second one is that you can actually install the virtual device for your in your laptop itself. So the first thing is that you have to go to here. Here AVD manager is there. Click on that one. And then I've already installed it. So it is visible here. But in your case, if you have not installed anything, in that case, you won't see anything. So in that case, you just have to click create virtual device and you will get a lot of options and you have to select any one of them. Whichever you want, you can select it. These are the mobile models. Click next and click download. And then it will download that particular mobile uh, in your laptop, so that whenever you run it, you will get to know that how it looks like in that particular mobile model. I'm not going to install it because it's going to take a lot of time and I've already installed it. So there is no need for me to install it. So once you install it, that particular mobile handset, whichever you have selected, that will appear here. And the same thing will appear here also. So you just have to click this run button. As you can see here, the symbol is different because I've already run the program. So it is already here. So if you close this one, now you can see the play button is visible here. So whenever you want to run the program, you just have to create a virtual device first and then click on that play button. If your laptop has a limited memory in the and even the limited RAM, in that case, I suggest that you go with the mobile device itself. You connect your mobile device and run the application, and the application will be installed in your mobile directly. You can see the output. Suppose if you have enough RAM and enough memory, in that case, install the virtual device. So it's up to you which one you want. And remember, whenever you make any changes, you have to rerun the program again. You have to click on this run button again. So this was about the basics about Android. Now I'm just going to share the website link where have written all the steps. So this is it. As you can see with the images, I have given the complete description here.